9,000 kilometers from Germany through the Baltics to the frozen edge of the world. Welcome to the Delta 4x4 Arctic Circle expedition. They say home is where you park it. We put that to the test. Sleeping on the roof, living below zero. We didn't come for comfort. We came for the memories, adventures and a night under the northern lights. Let's start in the beginning. We teamed up with our friends Betty and Kilian and their Land Rover Discovery. Our ride is the Lodertire Amarok. Kevin started the journey behind the wheel for the Baltic leg. When he had to head home unexpectedly for personal reasons, we needed a solution fast. That's when Mete stepped up. He joined us spontaneously to save the trip and take control for the run through Scandinavia. And me, I'm Alex. I'm in charge of the route and behind the camera to document this adventure. We met up in Druskininkai. It's a cozy little resort town in the deep south of the Baltics. From there we made our way up to Tallinn. The Baltics. If you follow the rules, the Baltics are an overland paradise. Rule number 1, respect private property. Rule number 2, stay on roads. The fun part here, the Baltics are covered with countless kilometers of sand and dirt roads. And even though they are official roads, they get quite challenging from time to time. There are 3 seasons which you need to have in mind when traveling here. During the wintertime everything is frozen and it can get quite bumpy. River crossings might not be doable. For example in this case, the edges of the roads through the river are covered in ice. You are able to make it in there, but it's almost impossible to get out again on the other side. During the warm season it's no problem to cross this road. But you need to keep in mind, in spring and autumn everything is super soft and you need to be cautious where you drive, as you might get stuck. The summertime is the easy season. Everything is dry and you don't need to pay too much attention to the surroundings. So end of day 2. We basically just drove all day long from Vilnius to the middle of Latvia to a place which is quite nice for the start of our 3rd day in the Baltics. And now we will set up the camp and have a roof tent night. Betty and Kilian's Discovery is equipped with a Wikiwood Big Willow 140 roof tent with an insulation inner tent. On the Amarok is a Wikiwood Kumaru Light. Unfortunately, there is no insulation tent available, so we got creative. We got an external diesel heater to keep us warm during the night. Dinner? Pasta with pesto. During the trip it was one of our main dishes as it is quick and easy to prepare. After a well-deserved rest, it was time to get the cars ready for the next leg of our trip. Good morning.
Good morning.
First night is over. What is happening there? Not too much. The first stop of the day is a quite special ferry ride, which is hidden in the middle of the Latvian countryside. It is a 1 car at a time ferry which is getting moved by the flow of the river. We had plenty of time to relax and enjoy this experience, as this is rather a slow method to get from one riverside to the other. The ferry itself is in operation for over 150 years now. Originally built to connect the paper mill with the town of Ligatne across the Gauja River. It is one of the last ferries of this kind in the Baltics. If you want to do this ride yourself on your next trip, here are the GPS coordinates. So we just crossed the river with the ferry and now we are back on some forest roads which are not driven since the last snow. Those small roads always have the chance to be blocked by fallen trees. Luckily for us, no trees this time. But we found something different. First wolf footprints. The remaining day we drove all the way up to Tallinn, the capital of Estonia. From there we will travel by ferry to Helsinki in Finland. As the ferry departs quite early, we decided to stay in a hotel direct next to the port. At least that's what we thought. We left 20 minutes before our boarding time and been confused why no one is waiting there. Hello and welcome to Tallinn. It's Monday 6 a.m. and at 6:15 our ferry check-in closes and we unfortunately ended up at the wrong harbor in Tallinn. Right now we try to catch our ferry at the other harbor in Tallinn, which is about half an hour away. And fingers crossed that we are reaching the ferry and we are able to board it. Let's see. So we arrived 6:18 and actually it's closing at 6:15. I think we've been quite lucky.
Easy.
Hello. Do you need passport or something? Of all the passengers or? We made it just in time before the check-in closed. Lesson learned for next time, check twice the departure address. The ferry ride was quite smooth and we could get some rest for the ice. Scandinavia. With frozen lakes, 50 centimeters of snow and roads buried under a layer of thick ice, you feel it already. You arrived for what you came for. The first day passed super fast and we headed into the woods to set up our camp for the night. Unfortunately, it was the last evening with Kevin. He had to catch a flight the next morning back to home to Germany. But we are above grateful to have him for this first part of the trip through Lithuania, Latvia and Estonia. While planning how to get him home, I also reached out in every direction to find someone who is able to take over the wheel of the Amarok for the remaining 10 days of the trip. That's when Midas stepped up. 24 hours after texting with him, he arrived by plane in Kajaani, a small airport in the middle of Finland. Midas is a friend from Druskininkai who lived for a long time in Norway, and the best is, he is used to icy roads like this. While preparing dinner, we did some research to figure out how we should continue in the upcoming days. So we just had dinner and now we prepared the roof tents. It's the first time snowing growing up, so let's see how this is working out and how everything works out. Because I recently saw videos where the roof tents are like flapping down, and let's see what this is going. No, good night. The night was snowy, but not as bad as we expected. After breakfast, we packed up and left as early as possible. The goal for the upcoming days is to drive all the way up to Alta in northern Norway. We checked out the weather and the aurora forecast, and there is the only chance for the northern lights. Which brings us back to the topic of the evening before, the route. There are two possible ways up. One is closer to the Russian border, the other one is following the Swedish border, which is the shortest in this case. As the daylight is quite limited during winter time, we went for this option. Quick stop at Santa Claus included. So we got finally sun. Basically every day was cloudy. Since we left in Roskinica, we always had only cloudy weather. That's the first clear sky in a week. So fingers crossed we will get northern lights tonight with clear sky. After setting up our camp in Alta, it was time for waiting. And there she was. Our first glimpse of the aurora. Barely visible with the eye, but you could feel it. The next few hours we spent by the shore to watch her coming and going. The next morning we started on our way to the Northcape, the most northern point in Europe you are able to reach by car. After a bit more than a week on the road, we arrived at the Northcape. From here to the Arctic is just water and some islands. First reward of the day was an amazing sunset. It was also the perfect time to apply our trip sticker. Second reward is the glass of champagne you have to drink when arriving at the Northcape, as a toast to Carl Vogt, a nature researcher who started this tradition in 1861 when he arrived at the Northcape. The third reward, the aurora. And that night, the sky was burning. After a super windy and cold night at the Northcape, it was time to head back direction home.